What's the deal? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Bruce Wayne, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Bruce Wayne Live. Thank you for tuning in. 802, man. System went on the fritz. The system went on the fritz. We had to rectify that. We had to remedy that. And we're on. Your boy, the Batman, is on live in the flesh. Let's get it going. Lot going on this week in the news. We're going to cover all that. Also got a very special guest tonight. Money B, the legendary Money B from the legendary group. Digital Underground, had a chance to interview him. Touched on his inspiration into the music industry as far as what inspired him to want to be an artist, linking up with Digital Underground, his affiliation with Tupac and Meeting Pac. And we're going to get into all that, man. It's actually going to be a two-part series. We're going to do most of the interview part one this show. The next show, we're going to finish it up. But salutes once again to Money B for taking the time out to link up with the Batman. You know what I mean? And anybody else that's watching the show, you know I got to do my plugs. Then I got to run out there and make sure everyone knows that I'm on. If it's your first time watching the show, you're now tuned into your boy Bruce Wayne. This is Bruce Wayne Live. I'm here every Sunday at 8 p.m. talking my shit, keeping y'all abreast on hip-hop news, world news, entertainment news, and also keeping in contact with my fans and my supporters that want to keep up with what's going on with the Batman, music-wise, releases-wise, shows-wise, etc., etc. But once again, like I said, if it's your first time joining the show, make sure, you shoot over to Hip Hop Heads Worldwide. Hip Hop Heads Worldwide, the most banging group on Facebook. Make sure you shoot over there and become a member. If you're an artist, that's where you want to be. If you're an artist, you can go over there, submit your music. If you're just a fan of hip-hop, you can go over there and, keep up on hip-hop culture. You can critique what's going on in the group as well. You can critique submissions. All critiques is welcome. Just keep it positive. You know what I'm saying? Also, make sure you shoot up to the YouTube channel, Wayne ENT, and subscribe to the kid. Make sure that's something you do. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the kid. This does originally get broadcasted on Facebook. Then it's also simulcasted on YouTube. We also broadcast it on YouTube and Instagram, Twitter, any known means throughout the universe after that. Also, make sure you follow me on the social media, at Bruce Wayne on Instagram, at Bruce Wayne on Twitter, and of course, at Bruce Wayne here on Facebook, Wayne ENT on the YouTube channel, and I will follow back. A lot going on, like I was saying. COVID's still running wild. Hopefully you're out there keeping COVID free as I am, you know what I'm saying? And just a lot, man. A lot going on with Trump, Dr.Dre, the elections in Georgia. We're going to touch on all that, man. Like I said, we got the interview with Money B tonight from the legendary group Digital Underground. But before we get into that, I got to throw a video on. Make sure everybody know that the Batman is on so they can start tuning in. You know what I mean? Let me throw this one on real quick for y'all, man. Killer Soundboy. We're going to come right back. Bang.
The Batman. Oh, things just got better. We about to turn it up real quick. Let's go. Bronx, Brooklyn. You already know what it is. Queens, Staten Island. Let's talk to them. Europe, UK, Jamaica. You already know what it is. Yeah, let's pop it off.
The song, boy, y'all get the show tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of them going to suffer tonight, like, cause this session is getting hotter, and this your dance is under
The mic ravager plus the dough gatherer. Act up, get killed on camera. Hammer splatter ya. Separate me from the bunch, I'm not the average. Duffel bag full of rappers' heads, he's a savage. I don't want the crowns, I want the heads that they rest upon. Wonder why he limping, gun about the size of Megatron. The Megadon, lay a nigga, word is bond. Sound boy killer, rude boy terminator. Home invasion stuff is corpse in the refrigerator. Catch me later? Nah, if I catch you first. Especially if you owe me paper, fuck a Uber, call a hearse. The God's verse, crack earth and moves mountains. Stop niggas in their tracks like wolves howling. Sound boys get found in a pool of blood for the patch of the Bronx. Body wrapped in the rug, buried like potato spuds. Bruce Wayne will eat your cups, blow a L while I dine, blasting computer love.
A lot of people going to feel good tonight.
Look at 'em.
So a lot of sound boy are gonna end up a fight. But remember to praise the champion, and he will guide throughout this session. It's
I got rap skills, I pack still, grew up where it's mad real. The gun so big, I shoot it on one knee like when Cap kneel. These rappers weirdos, man, they be popping mad pills. When I got a headache, I don't even pop Advil. Was on the block letting the strap pill. Since Curtis Sleeper and the Guardian Angels was screaming out crack kills. Brownsville, we up and down the hill just like Jack Jill. Vicious like Tyson when he came out of the Catskills. I be going stupid hard, they be like Pap chill. Lights, gas, cable, water, man, I got mad bills. You be in the strip club getting free fills. Touching on the strippers and don't pay them just for cheap thrills. They know I'm nice from Poughkeepsie down to Peekskill. They'll tell you none of these niggas can fuck with peace skills. You ain't G-real, take a shot, refill. Niggas know I'm quick to pop a woolly like Meek Mill.
Watch this song when I tremble. Watch this song when I pray. Watch this song while I tremble. Watch this song while I pray. It don't take a rocket scientist or Einstein to hear that the flow is prime time. Y'all just rhyme. My shit resonates like old Negro spirituals. Criminal minded the way my bars kills is criminal. Cut from the cloth for kings and savage warriors. Go against him, they're gonna question your competence. I murder sound boys, show up at the funeral. Blasting my latest release at the funeral. Probably take a pic with your moms at your funeral. Quote a passage out the Quran before they sing for you. I'm awesome, out of this world, like I'm Martian. I blow foes the bitch, I'm C4 walking. Explosive, acidic on tracks, and corrosive. I decimate, near when you see me, the Black Moses. I spend my days sharpening mics so high noon. To stab rappers like harpoons, some boy you shark fool.
A lot of people going to feel good tonight.
Look at 'em.
So a lot of sound boy are gonna end up a fight.
Yes. Back on deck. Yeah, that was Killer Soundboy by your boy Bruce Wayne, featuring Papoose. Also, quick announcement. I announced it on the last show, and I don't know if I announced it on the show prior to that. But yeah, man, my normal time, January 26th. Yes, January 26th, 8 p.m. I'm going to be having a virtual concert. It's going down. The Batman's going to be getting busy. All you got to do is make sure you tune in at the same time. You're going to get the notifications like I usually do. And I'm going to be getting busy, man. Virtual concert, doing my thing, backed by DJ Tone, performing all my bangers. Killer Soundboy, Venom, I respect the DJ. Keep them coming. I'm just going to be going in. But yeah, a lot going on, man. And, you know, we've had this man in office for some time. We finally got him out of there, but he's leaving with a bang. He is leaving with a bang. Yes, he is. And the wild shit is that Donald Trump, his supporters, you know, they stormed the Capitol, man. These motherfuckers, Donald Trump's people, stormed the Capitol. Had everybody nervous, the country on edge. I was actually watching this shit. You know what I mean? As it happened, I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? I saw him pushing against the barricades. Shit was getting ugly. And it's crazy, man. And I mean, after years of division and stroking just racism and anything else you could imagine, this is what it came down to. right there, climbing the walls. They probably had stairs, but these motherfuckers probably just wanted to climb the walls to make it look dramatic. But it's crazy, man. Trump out here still claiming he lost the rigged election, and he sent his cult into a frenzy. Egged them on. They wound up storming the Capitol, and it resulted in 5 deaths, including a cop. Bang. Check some of the footage. Warning, the footage is kind of graphic. They wilding. They are wilding. Wilding the fuck out. Bang, as you see, wilding the fuck out. All because of Donald Trump. All because of Donald Trump, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. Resulting in 5 deaths. One of the people that died was a Capitol police officer, which unfortunately died in the 2. And one was a Trump supporter, a female, shot in the neck. Shot in the neck because she wanted to be relentless. She was leading the charge. Her family's coming out blaming Trump, but then you have a lot of people that's looking at it and saying it's her own fault. Why was she there? And it appears that she had that when I saw the footage and the cops was giving her a lot of time to chill, to back up, and they kept warning her. And I guess she felt she was gonna come through with the white privilegeness, and she got shot in the neck, and she is no longer with us. And Trump just kept the ball rolling. He just kept on rolling, like basically nothing happened. Thank you for sacrificing your life for nothing. It's a shame. And another thing that a lot of people are saying about the whole rioting and wilding out was the disparity. They were saying if that would have been black protesters, we'd have been getting our ass whipped. It would have been bodies on the ground, because you know how the cops get down. They said it would have been a whole different story. That's what they're saying. And I concur. I believe that right there, that whole riot, onslaught, whatever you want to call it, was a blatant international showing of white privilege rearing its ugly head, and just showing that the problem with America, the problem with the United States of America. Also, they show footage of cops taking selfies with the rioters. Some cops opening the gate. Actually, like, you know, it looked like there might have been other off-duty law enforcement there as well, showing badges. The shit was crazy. The shit was wild. We're going to get into a little bit more of that, but before we do, man, I want to go focus on my man Money B. Shouts out to Money B from the legendary Digital Underground, legendary artist himself. Digital Underground had some huge records. This is a part of the Legend series interviews I'll be doing. As far as interviewing legends, I interview everybody, man, but as far as the legends and people that have laid down legendary work in the game, you know. But Money B on a lot of songs, Get Around, Humpty Dance, Do What You Like. Also an affiliate of Tupac, was there with Pac from the beginning. Saw Pac come aboard, and I had a chance to sit down with him, and we chopped it up. And you know, bang, there you see a picture of him with Digital Underground. You see Pac right there. You know what I mean? My man Humpty Hump. The whole gang, the whole crew, the whole collective. You know what I mean? But like I said, I chopped it up with him, and basically wanted to know pretty much as far as like how he got his what inspired him, what made him get into music, what made him want to get into this, and check it out. It's your boy Bruce Wayne, Wayne Enterprises, Hip Hop Heads Worldwide. I got a special guest, one integral part of the legendary group Digital Underground. Money B, what's the deal, baby?
What's happening, man? How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem, man. No doubt. Digital Underground, one of the basically very influential group as far as the music style and core elements of hip hop, which basically was having fun. At the time you guys came, that you kind of like y'all blew the game on its air. You know what I mean? As far as coming in, and I'm an East Coast cat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I remember when you guys came, it was like whoa, and we didn't really know what to make of you guys because we heard Humpty, and Humpty was rapping like he was from Brooklyn.
Right.
And we was like, what the fuck is going on with this dude with the big nose rapping like he from Flatbush? But yo, before we even get into that, I want to get into Money B. You know what I mean? I want people to know about
Before we even go further with that, though, it's amazing that you said that because Shock was actually born in Brooklyn, I believe.
a word.
Yeah.
It was ill because, like I said, we was like, yo, this dude sound like an East Coast dude, but he's definitely repping Cali. You know what I'm saying? But as far as Money B, as far as you, what was your introduction to hip hop?
I was introduced to hip hop like a lot of people, you know, my age group, you know, when of course Rappers Delight came out, and that was mainstream, but you know, I'm originally, you know, my family's from Philadelphia, so I would spend a lot of summers out in Philly and New Jersey and whatnot when I was younger, and I had older cousins that would go, like, you know, to block parties and things like that, and they would have the tapes and get the records. So I just remember hearing, you know, like Spoonie G, Super Rhymes, and you know, Grandmaster Flash, and some of the tapes of the cats, the local cats in Philly, that the DJs mixing stuff. So it was just, you know, music was around me, and my parents were actually, you know, they had me at a young age, so they were very musically inclined as well. So I just grew up always hearing music, whether it was my older cousins introduced me to hip hop, but even before that, you know, just the Stevie Wonder and the James Brown and whatever was hip at the time. My parents were rocking to it, and so I would just hear it growing up.
Okay. What made you decide, like, I don't know if you came in first. We all came in as fans, you know what I'm saying? But as far as the MC aspect, was that your first, like, being a part of it, or did something else come before that, like maybe like even like graffiti or beatboxing or dancing, or was it straight like, I want to grab that mic?
Nah, I started out b-boying, like, you know, breakdancing and popping and doing all that shit. And I thought I was gonna be a DJ. You know, I've been calling myself Money B since I was like 13 years old. But, you know, like I said, music was around me. So as soon as I was able to have my own money with my allowance and whatnot, I started buying my own records. I remember, I think the first record I bought with my money was, I think it was Rocket by Herbie Hancock. Either that or Planet Rock. It was one of those.
Yo, you took it back. That was the joint. You talking about Rocket? Don't stop it. No.
That's Planet Rock. I'm talking about Rocket. It was an instrumental by Herbie Hancock, Rocket, and it had scratching in it. You got to go back and check it out.
I got to go back because I know Herbie had some amazing stuff, and that's crazy. I've spoken to a lot of people. You're like one of the first dudes that actually brought Herbie Hancock up, man. Herbie Hancock is like a forgotten pioneer, in my opinion.
Yeah, he was. I mean, it was, you know.
They bring up the Bambadas, they bring up the Flashes, they bring up like a lot, but you don't really hear too much Herbie Hancock. Wow.
Yeah, Herbie Hancock, Rocket. Go back and, you know, for all y'all, go back and do your research. Check that record out. I think that was the first record that I spent my money on. You know, my dad would buy me, like I said, he bought me Planet Rock and, you know, other records that were coming out at the time. But when I started spending my money, you know, it was Rocket, and then I bought the
Yeah. You know, just a little bit right there. Money B basically telling us about his intro into hip hop, and as you can see, He's definitely an official hip hop head. We're gonna come back with some more on him as far as his origins and how he came about doing what he does and what inspired him. But we gotta go back to the topic at hand. The most outrageous news on right now. For those of y'all that watch the show, y'all know I be going in on the Trumpster. I be going in on the Orange Hamburglar. I be going in on homie. Going in on the polar bear, you know what I'm saying? But it finally came to a boiling point this week when a lot of people are saying he started an insurrection, which basically means that he influenced or encouraged his followers to try to overtake the government. This is a cult, ladies and gentlemen. I've been saying this for a minute. A lot of people have been saying this for a minute. And if you don't believe me, you can just go Google cults and cult leaders and origins and watch videos, and you'll see a lot of similarities. And you'll be like, oh shit. But yeah, it went down. It was crazy. But Trump is not the only one to blame. He's not the only one to blame for this, because there's a lot of Republicans that also did not want to recognize Joe Biden as the president-elect. And they even decided to vote against the Electoral College confirmation in the House, and now they're backpedaling and trying to act like they wasn't involved. But you know what? We got to hold them accountable. Bang! Right there, Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz. They were trying to take control of the cult. They knew Trump was on his way out, and to please him, they decided that they would deny the election as well, to try to, kiss up to his followers and hopefully gain, favor with the cult, because both of these men have aspirations to become president of the United States. Right now, a lot of people are asking for their resignations. A lot of people are very upset. A lot of people in hip hop, such as myself, speaking out about it. But Ted Cruz, and it's crazy because that guy started out as someone that Trump was insulting his father. Trump was insulting this man's father. And all of a sudden, this just shows you the quest for power and the need for power and how strong it can be, where people can compromise their principles and will basically do anything for that power. Also, there's been calls for the 25th Amendment to be invoked. As of right now, it's not. But they said that Vice President Pence is keeping it in his pocket to try to basically keep Trump in control. But Congress is also ready to impeach again for the second time. Some people are saying it makes no sense because his presidency is pretty much damn near over. And also, a lot of those people that was wilding out in that whole, that insurrection and that whole trying to topple the government and democracy have been arrested. 100 arrests so far and more coming down the pipeline. It's crazy. And like I said, I just got to point it out again, and people have pointed it out. When Black Lives Matter was protesting and went down to D.C., they had the entire National Guard out there on the ready, helicopters above. It was about to get crazy. And we've seen a total difference when Trump supporters showed up, who a majority of them are white. And we just saw the disparity and what the problem is in the United States of America. And a lot of people are saying don't really understand what this is all about. This is about privilege, y'all. This boils down to privilege. That's what it's all about, point blank range. Because we got lawmakers and people that's trying to basically, even out the laws so that people of color, Black people and people of color, can be treated more fairly and more equally in the eyes of the law, get better opportunities in this land. And you have a privileged population that doesn't want to see that. They want to keep being treated special, because one thing, even if a white man is poor, the one thing he'll always have is the fact that he is white. Shout out to my white supporters. I love y'all, but the Batman has to keep it real. Hey, yo, but we going to jump back in with some more of my man Money B from Digital Underground, from the legendary group Digital Underground. I had a chance to chop it up with him. And he going to keep letting y'all know, man, his foray into this thing known as hip-hop. Let's go.
what was it called? It was by the Cold Crush Brothers, punk rock rap, punk
Okay.
rock, you know, shit like that.
Mhm.
The Fearless Four, you know, Problems of the World Today, shit like that. You know, when I started buying my joint, and then I got handed down some of the Sugar Hill records like the Treacherous 3 and like I said, the Spoonie G's and Sugar Hill Gang and the Sequence and Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. All those records were handed down to me by my older cousins. You know, like, here, you can have these records. You know what I mean? So I was building a record collection from a very young age, even before I started rhyming. You know, and then
Well, so it's building a foundation.
yeah, and then
Foundation.
Run DMC came out and they just blew my mind. Like that was the if you think about it, that, you know, Run DMC ushered in the from the beginning of the whole Sugar Hill records of remaking beats with the live band and rapping over Chic and all that stuff. Run DMC ushered in the drum machine kind of era of hip hop. Run DMC and LL, and that kind of blew my mind. That's what took me into rhyming.
I want to ask you. I want to jump back a little bit.
Sure.
The Money B. You said you was calling yourself that from like a very young age. So you dubbed yourself that. No one was like, yo, we gonna call you Money B. Or that wasn't like the little.
Nah. Remember, I said that I used to break dance,
Yeah.
right? So as a popper, you know, popping and whatnot. My first like breakdancing name, whatever. I was the Egyptian Kid, because like I said, I used to do the King Tut shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so, you know, just one day, me and my cousin Greg, we fucking around. Like I said, I'm like 13, and remember I said originally, my family's from Philly, so I used to go back to Philly a lot, and it was a lot of like T Money and money this and money that. It was popular back then.
Yeah,
so it was just like, so randomly I said, should my rapping name be Egyptian Kid or should it be Money B, or my DJ name? And my cousin just said Money B, and I was like, all right, cool. Like I didn't put no thought into it.
Yeah, but you definitely correct though that the money thing was definitely big in New York as well. Everybody money something, money this.
Everybody was money something, T Money or this money or Cash Money.
Was Money Grip or yo, what up, Money?
Yeah, DJ Cash Money and this money and that money. So it was just
definitely right.
I just jumped on it.
But
you know
you said as far as the Run DMC influence, you said they
were. So Run DMC when they came out, you know, I was blown away. And, you know, I had all the Run DMC posters on my wall. And I think my first rap that I ever recorded was off of Jam Master Jay by Run DMC. J-A-Y, the letters of his name. Yeah. That one, that beat. That was the first rap I ever recorded, was over that instrumental.
Okay.
I'll never forget that.
So
that was like what? That was like 84, 83, 84, 85, something like that.
Run DMC was definitely influential because the first rap I ever learned from front to back was Sucker MC. So
everybody learned. You had to
that was like the first joint ever I'll ever learn. So that, you know what I'm saying? So you said basically you was hip hop through and through as far as the foundation, the family influence, being a part of the B-boy movement and the pop and the lock, and you was definitely all the elements was already around.
I'm real hip hop.
All the elements was already. All the elements was already around you, but as far as the MCing and really wanting to do the MC thing, that was Run DMC as well. And
yeah. So around that time is when I really took interest in actually writing. So I've always been a creative person. You know, like I used to draw. Like I actually went to a school for art, like an art school for drawing and shit like that. So, you know, it was just the creative was going to come out of me one way or another, whether it was through art or whether it was through expressing myself through DJing. But then, you know, the rhyming bug just hit me right around that time. And it was, I'm not going to say it was easy, but it was natural. You know what I mean? And even before I really found my voice in it, because remember back then, you know, in the early 80s or whatnot, everybody was, you had to be loud and boisterous as an MC, right? Mm-hmm. And that's why I kind of say, like, I took a liking to Spoonie G, because he was smooth. He had the smooth flow, right? Yeah. And then even like, if you remember Ramel Z, K-Rob and Ramel Z, they had that record, Deep Bop. He had the real mellow flow. And then probably the most influential person on me really wanting or believing that I could rap was a guy named Too Short in Oakland, California, because
a legend.
You know, just to see Too Short, a person that was in my city that I could physically see and touch, because I thought that you had to be from New York to put out a rap record before Too Short. And Too Short was making tapes and stuff from like 82, 83. We knew about Too Short way back then. Yeah. Along with Run DMC. That's how long Too Short's been relevant and in the game. Like, yeah. When Run DMC was at their peak, Too Short was making records.
Too Short.
And so to see that, I was like, wow, I could really do this. You know what I mean? If he can. So Too Short was a big influence on me as well. And
you know what's
because I didn't have like a
You know what's very interesting about Too Short? By the time most of us cats over here on the East Coast probably got like really like wind of Too Short, he probably was already 10 plus years in, damn near. Like he was like the best kept secret. We was like, he just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he didn't hit MTV Raps till like '89 with Life Is Too Short. That's probably the first time people outside of my community recognized Too Short. And we was tripping, like to see him on MTV Raps. You know, that was like 80, 89. I believe that record came out. He had a deal. He was independent, but then he did a deal with Jive Records, and that's when his shit became national. And so if you heard of him in 89, 90, like you said, he was already like 8 years deep with us.
He was deep already. He was already deep and respected. Entrepreneur always respected in this game. Yeah. Watching portions right now, my man Money B from the legendary group Digital Underground, letting you know how he got into hip hop. And as you can see, he's a head, man. He's an original hip hop head, b-boy and all that, man. Letting y'all know his origins. And you can see he's the truth. Over on the West Coast, they had a lot of the same influences that we had over here on the East Coast, calling out a lot of people, Coca Rock. You know what I mean? You saw his influences in Philadelphia, all that. So shouts out to him. Also, back to some more news real quick, man. Back to the political schemes. What's going on the political front? Georgia came through. Bang. Georgia came through, baby. Georgia is officially blue. Yes, they are. Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff have won the runoff elections. And, Democrats have now regained control of the Senate, with Kamala Harris being the tie-breaking vote. If anything needs to get pushed through. So hopefully we good. Hopefully we are good. A lot of people are singing the praises of these two senators, rightfully so. There's nothing wrong with that. But we also got to sing the praises, of this lady, Stacey Abrams. For those of y'all that don't know who that is, Stacey Abrams is on the front of a lot as far as like getting voters an easier path to vote. You know what I mean? She ran for governor, and she basically said it was a lot of voter fraud and inconsistencies that cost her the race. And ever since then, she had a battery in her back, and she's been on the front lines as far as getting young people to vote, dispelling the fake narrative that our votes don't count. And because of this woman, Stacey Abrams, salute to her. Georgia is officially blue. Georgia's blue, baby. So, and once again, shouts out to these two guys. Shouts out to all my people from Georgia. I can't wait to get back down there once this whole pandemic is over and get my rhyming on, niggas. Get my performing on. Also, if it's your first time tuning in and you're like, what the fuck is this? What's going on? You turned around, you're like, what's going on? You're listening to Bruce Wayne Live. I'm here every Sunday talking my shit. You're now rocking with the Batman Head Rabble Rouser over at Hip Hop Heads Worldwide. You see the shirt available on Amazon. You want to just hit me up on the inbox, and I'll let you know where to get the shirt, as far as sending you a direct link if you need it. But it's available on Amazon. Just go to Amazon and search Hip Hop Heads Worldwide. And you got to see this, the black diamonds with the logo and the crown and all that. And you'll definitely get yourself a fly, that fly shirt. We also got the new dope shirt. But also, if you're a new listener, a new viewer, I should say, viewer and listener, make sure you shoot over to Hip Hop Heads Worldwide, the most popping group on Facebook, and join that group. Submit your music, critique hip hop music, critique the submissions. Just keep it respectful, and become a part of the movement. Join the movement. Join the movement. You know what I'm saying? We are rolling and we are moving strong. Also, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel Wayne ENT on YouTube and keep up with the Batman. Also, real quick, man, you know I usually don't talk this fast, but I'm trying to squeeze in as much as I can because I try to keep within the time constraints, and I'm trying to make sure to get as much of the interview on as possible. This is part one. We will be finishing off the interview in the next show, but I still got a little bit more as far as my man Money B letting you guys know how he got with Digital Underground. But real quick, Cappadonna, shouts out to Cappadonna of the legendary Wu-Tang Clan. He released some artwork this week from his upcoming project, and it got some good feedback and it got some bad feedback. Some fans are coming for his melon, some shit called Black Tarzan. Bang. There goes the artwork. Talk to me, niggas. And keep it 100. Are you with it? Are you with it? Are you rocking with this? Do you think it could have been better? What's going on? Are you at home right now busting out in stitches? Or you respect what the God is doing? He actually went back and forth with some people on Instagram saying, yo, why are you mad at my artwork? I consider my artwork like my underwear. It's personal to me. So mind your business. Something wild explanation. Also, man, we had a lot of scares. I mean, not even scares, tragedy, man. We ended the year with the death of Ecstasy from Houdini. And then we also found out towards damn near like a day or two before New Year's that MF Doom had been gone like almost 2 months before, and his family released a press release. I did an MF Doom tribute on the last show, but it was a scare this week with Dr.Dre, man. It was a scare with Dre where I believe he had a brain aneurysm. And, we don't need to lose our legends, man. If you're out there, take care of your health. Go get your jog on, eat right, keep your stress down. You know what I'm saying? But thankfully, he's okay. He's doing better, and he's recovering. That's what's going on with him as of right now. So salutes to Dre, salutes to the whole West Coast movement, the whole West Coast mob, the whole West Coast situation. Let's jump into some more Money B real quick, man. Like I said, this show is part one of a 2-part show interview with the Money B from the legendary group Digital Underground, Tupac affiliate. You know what I mean? And he's gonna let you know on this clip right here how he basically wound up joining Digital Underground. Let's go.
Yep.
As far as the whole Digital Underground, how did that take place? How did that form? How did you meet this?
Well, Digital Underground was, that was Shock G's baby. You know what I mean? He had Digital Underground out. Remember I said Shock was born in Brooklyn, so he's originally from New York, but he grew up, or at least his formative years, high school or whatever, in Tampa, Florida, and then he migrated to California in the Bay Area after that. But he had Digital Underground, was the concept of Digital Underground. I believe he had that started with his crew in Tampa, Florida, with Kenny K and some of the other cats that he used to rock with. He had a record, or Digital Underground had a record in '88 called Underwater Rhymes before me and Fuse got in the group. So he was in the Bay Area. They were promoting this 12-inch Underwater Rhymes. And at the same time, Fuse and I, DJ Fuse, who's the DJ for Digital Underground, we were a group before we got Digital Underground. We were called Raw Fusion. Okay. And we were doing talent shows and shopping our demo, but on the same circuit that Shock G and Chop Master J, Digital Underground were on those same shows promoting their independent records. And kind of to make a long story short, they needed a DJ, and Fuse was like the hottest DJ in the Bay at the time. You know what I'm saying? And we kind of just, you know, they needed a DJ, and Fuse decided to work with them through our managers. We kind of worked it out to where we kind of fused into one group from Raw Fusion and Digital Underground. We kind of came together and started working together. So the first Digital Underground record that I appeared on was Do What You Like, which was in 1989 as well.
Yeah, which is a banging record. The whole Humpty character, did you have any influence in that? Like the whole nose and the glasses and all that?
Nah, the first time that the Humpty character was introduced was in the Do What You Like video. And it was just a character. It didn't have a name or anything. He just dressed up and did this character, but people, you know, took notice of it. It was funny, and started to create this persona for this character. And you know, and when we were finishing up the album, one of the records that we wanted didn't get cleared. The sample didn't get cleared, so we had to come up with 2 new songs to finish the album. So the last 2 songs recorded for Sex Packets was the Humpty Dance and Freaks of the Industry. Okay. And we made the record, and you know, he assigned Humpty Hump, Shock G did, to that character, to that music, and man, it became what it became.
Yeah, yeah. My whole thing was, what I'm really trying to get at is like, cause like I'm saying, as you was already an artist, he's an artist, and I know if someone just came up to me and was like, yo, with the nose and glasses, I'm like, what the hell you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like at first, I'm like, did it bug you out? That's what I'm trying to say. Like initially seeing the character, was you like, whoa, what's this about?
It did, but we were all bugged out anyway. And that was the one thing about Digital Underground and coming out of the Bay Area in Oakland, because in the Bay Area, you know, everybody's allowed to be themselves. Like we weren't rigid like that. And not to, you know, this is not saying less of anything, but you just remember, like, just say out of New York, everybody holding their joint and wanting to be tough, and they, you know what I mean? Everybody's the toughest man alive.
Nah, man, that's a stereotype.
We didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like,
that's like me saying you had Jerry curls and automatic weapons. Come on, man. That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is we didn't even have that. I'm just saying, like, us as individuals.
Yeah.
He was a wild dude from the time I met him, and he was allowed to be that because I'm like, all right, cool, fuck it. You know what I mean?
You know what?
That's you.
You are right though, because over here, I guess, like, it took like De La Soul to really have us be like, okay, let me be myself.
Yeah, to ease off of it, right? So we got
a point. Yeah.
Our thing was like, okay, if that's what you want to do, cool, let's go. You know what I mean? It was. He, don't get me wrong, Shaka is always has been and still is a very unique individual, right? But you know, my whole thing was, you know, do you. Be yourself, because I was allowed to do that as well. You know, I was always the party guy. You know, I like to have a good time, and you know, I back then I could party real hard. Like, you know,
don't be ashamed.
I could drink with the best of them.
Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. You done found Jesus. You don't want to talk about it, huh? He's like,
nah.
Like, yo, I used to, but you.
Yeah, you know, I used to kick it. So, you know, I never turned down a good time. You know, don't threaten me with that, because I used to do it. So, you know, I was that guy that liked to kick it and stay out late, and we all just did our thing. So
yeah, man,
it worked.
Definitely, the Humpty Dance was definitely huge. Do What You Like was huge. You know, just huge records. What's the relationship like with Shock today?
We communicate through, like, he just hit me in email, so we communicate that way. You know, Jacques and I, our relationship was always like more of a family, like a big brother or whatever, a brother relationship where when we came together, it was cool. You know, you have your brother and your family. You don't hang out with them, but when y'all get together, it's good.
Yeah.
And that's how, you know, because Jacques is a few years older than me. Jacques was more of a musician. He was the guy that brought the funk. And as you can tell, I was the hip hop guy, right?
Yeah.
So we kind of ran in different circles. So it wasn't like we were, you know, it wasn't like we grew up together from the same neighborhood or we were best friends or we went to high school together.
Yeah.
None of that shit. We came together strictly to get this music done. Yeah, we came together like that, but it was a great working relationship. But it wasn't like we were buddy, like we didn't call each other like, what you doing today, like that. It was more like, bro, come to the studio, I got some new shit, let's do it. You know what I mean? So it's always been like that. So we come together when it's time to get it in, work, tour, whatever. Other than that, you know, he do what he do. Like he's in Florida right now, and I'm in Southern California. So we don't see each other, but whenever we need to communicate or get something done, you know, we know how to reach each other and we talk. So we're good.
Yeah. Yeah, chopping it up with my man Money B for the legendary Digital Underground, letting us know basically how he linked up with Humpty Hump. Very interesting. We're gonna come back with some more from him as far as like how he linked up with the legendary Tupac Shakur. But some more news real quick, man. Kanye West, Yeezus is going through the mill. Yeezus is going through the ringer right now. You know, shouts out to him. I wish him all the best as far as his relationship and the affairs of the heart. In the affairs of the heart, it seems like him and Kim Kardashian may be heading for Splitsville. They may be heading for Splitsville, and they're trying to say that the last straw, Kim is saying the last straw was his run for president. She said his run for president was the last straw, and she wants out. That's what's alleged. We don't know if that's true. And then they had some wild rumor going around. I wasn't going to touch it, but I'm touching it. It is what it is. They had some wild rumor going around that Kanye West is cheating on Kim Kardashian with this person. Don't be fooled, niggas. Do not be fooled. This is a man. Some dude named Jeffree Star, and they said that him and Kanye is fucking. That's the alleged rumor. The Batman, I personally don't believe that shit, but it's just fucked up when you've emasculated yourself or, you know what I mean? You wore dresses and did stuff that so many questionable things that people will actually put a rumor out there that you are sleeping with a man. This shit is wild. But like I said, the media is terrible. Terrible rumor. Hopefully him and Kim get through it. And hopefully that thing with Homeboy isn't true, because if that turns out to be true, that shit is wild. That's some wild shit. Also, we're going to keep it West Coast real quick. You know that Snoop Dogg and Eminem beef has been raging on, and someone stepped in, Daz Dillinger. Bang, Daz Dillinger. Snoop's cousin, related to Snoop, a member of the Dog Pound, and also related to Snoop. He stepped in and said he believes he knows the origin of the beef with Eminem. He says that basically Snoop had did a feature for Eminem. This is his what he thinks it is. And then when Snoop reached back out for M for the favor, M shitted on him. He did not do the feature. So basically he's saying that's where the beef stems from. That's what he's saying. I don't know. We will see. Hopefully those two squash it. Two legends, Dr. Dre's proteges. Hopefully they just get together and make some great music. Bang. More Money B, man, on Meeting Tupac. Let's go. What was it? What was your introduction to Pac, man? When he came,
Pac,
like, how did that even happen?
Well, Pac, he was signed to the same label and management that we had, TNT Records, with H. and Gregory, through Layla Steinberg, who was his manager and the manager of a group that he was in called Strictly Dope. And so when H. was deciding to sign Tupac in that group, he wanted us to be his ears to tell us if we thought they were dope or not. So they actually auditioned for Shock, and then as a group auditioned for us, and that was my first introduction to him. You know, meeting up at my manager's crib and them pulling up and rapping for us on the street in front of the crib, and you know, him and Ray Love were the rappers in this group, Strictly Dope, and they rhymed, and I thought that they both were okay rappers, but you know, once we started to get to know them, Pac's personality was, you know, you just knew that there was something about him. He just commanded the attention in the room when you were around him, and he was so he was hungry, and he just was you know, I ain't gonna say focused, but he just was he wanted it. He wanted it bad, and he wasn't gonna let nothing stop it. So you know, you kind of were drawn to his energy.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I wanted to get at, because, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes you meet certain people, and then it's like, especially you might hear someone's music and the music is dope, and you meet them and the person's asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're like, yo, your music is dope, bro, but your personality, yo, what's really
yeah,
good.
and then sometimes you can meet somebody who his music is not even that dope, but their personality just draws you to it, like the way that they, you know, we can go down the line of people that have made it that might not have been the best MC technically,
Yeah,
but just the whole personality and what they embodied was just
yeah.
dope.
Whole
You know? Yep. And so Pac, he had this it thing about him from the very beginning. Like, you know, obviously nobody knew that he would become like a fucking global icon for eternity, but we knew that the talent was there. He definitely had work ethic, like unlike anything I've ever seen,
Yeah.
and he just was not going to be denied. Let me just say that.
Yeah. When did you find out about the Panther background? Now, is that something he wore on his sleeve, or was it like, how did that come about? You know what I mean? Like,
you know, just in conversation, he actually had a song that Strictly Dope had called Panther Power, but you know, that's one of the ways that him and I connected is that, you know, my parents were in the Black Panther Party, actually. So, and then, you know, when people hear that, they were like, well, did you guys talk about it? And it wasn't really like we sat around talking Black Panther things.
yeah.
But what it was is that when he would express himself, I understood where he was coming from, because we had kind of similar, like, backgrounds. You know, he would talk and have these ideas, and people would just look at him like he was so radical and like, this is crazy to think like this. But for me, I had been hearing that type of talk all my life, so it wasn't strange, and I was very accepting of you know, what he was trying to get across. And I think he felt, you know, to some degree, a little bit of comfort in talking to me, because he understood that I understood. And so it wasn't like he had to get past or explain anything to me, whereas sometimes he's talking and he has to explain, like, oh, I'm not saying literally this is what I want to do, and why can't we do this? He didn't have to explain that shit to me. It's just like, I know what he was talking about. I'm like, all right, let's go. So we could move quickly to the thing that we were trying to do, as opposed to all of that explanation shit, you know. So that's what made our relationship work, and what was unique about both of our upbringings. So,
Yeah.
you know, I always have to say that, because people, when they find out, you know, my parents were the Black Panthers, well, his mother and my father became really good friends, you know, through us, because his mom was a New York Panther, and of course my dad was a Panther in Oakland. And what people don't know is that at one time there was actually like a East Coast, West Coast beef within the Black Panthers. That was like the first East Coast, West Coast beef, which was perpetuated by the FBI and COINTELPRO when they infiltrated the party. You know, they always pit us against each other, and that actually happened. So it wasn't like our parents were moving united. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Both were on different sides of the ledger, But at the end of the day, through us, they came together and they, you know, and it was beautiful, and they, you know, they became really good friends. And it wasn't like they were beefing before, you know, because they didn't know each other. But I'm just saying, you know, just because you were a Black Panther doesn't mean you automatically knew or was rocking with, you know, because there were different factions in different cities. And, you know, that's a whole nother episode if we really want to get into that.
You know what I'm saying? That's going beyond time constraints. But
yeah, you got to read my autobiography, man. I know a lot.
Yeah. That was my man Money B from Digital Underground, just giving us some more background as far as him first meeting Tupac. Also, this is a live show. So if you see any glitches, fuck it, niggas. Pretend you didn't. Pretend you didn't. But yo, time is dwindling, man. Like I said, this is gonna be because we touched so much, and it was such a great interview. Usually I condense these things and I get into one show, but I want to show you guys as much as I can. Next show we're gonna get into him making a joint. I get around him watching Tupac bloom into the artist that he became, his legacy. We're gonna touch on a lot, man. Make sure you go over there, MoneyB69, and follow him on social media and all that. Go to his website. Also, my man Money B, he got a dope show. Bang, the Way Back Show, the Going Way Back Show. You can check him out on YouTube. You know what I mean? Bang, there's a bigger picture for you, but you can check that out. It's called the Going Way Back Show. Classic hip hop, raw, uncut, where he does interviews with fellow legends and music and stuff like that. Also, he did send me over some videos. He's working with an artist that known as Young Hump, and they got music out there. And like I said, you know I don't like to keep these shows too long. So unfortunately for you guys, you're gonna have to tune in next show to get the whole interview and to hear what he got to say about very interesting comments about Tupac and watching him bloom and their continued relationship. You know what I mean? So like I said, make sure you tune in next week. Next week, same time, same bat time, same bat. Fuck out of here. But make sure you tune in, man. This your boy Bruce Wayne. And like I said, also make sure you shoot over Hip Hop Heads Worldwide. If this is your first time tuning in, you're watching the Batman Bruce Wayne head rabble rouser over at Hip Hop Heads Worldwide, CEO Wayne Enterprises, and a dude that has worked with many legends in the game, artist myself. And like I said, January 26th, I'm gonna be doing a virtual concert, 8 p.m. January 26th. Mark your calendar. It's gonna be fire, performing all my bangers. All my bangers. It's gonna be dope. Also, if you wanna reach out to the Batman, you wanna book Bruce Wayne, interview Bruce Wayne, get me on any features, anybody out there doing music that wants to step it up a notch and get some fire on there, holler at the kid. You must have a budget though. The Batman does not work for free, niggas. Once again, make sure you follow me on social media, at Bruce Wayne on Instagram, at Bruce Wayne on Twitter. And, you know, shoot over to the YouTube channel and subscribe as well. And as always, thank you to everybody that tuned in. Enjoy your week. Be safe out there. Stay COVID free. Keep your head on swivel. And until next time, like I said, we're going to finish the rest of this interview next week. Mark your calendar. Till next time, yo, I'm out of here, family. I'm out of here.